let me do this. Transform. Okay, we'll do this because I think you should be able to see these in the best way possible, not reversed. So this is an 8-bit do. As you can see, an arcade stick has a lever. This one's for the Switch or PC, but Bluetooth, or you can plug it in back here and it'll close in. That way you don't pull out your cable. And like any other arcade stick, you have a handle. This one's like 90 bucks, 80 something bucks. And then you have like, you know, your light, medium, heavy. If you're new to games, you won't notice a difference in the buttons. There's a standard called Swana buttons, I think it is. So this is pretty light, fits in your lap. I will tell you, I usually wear jeans when I play. And on the bottom here, you see 1, 2, 3, 4. There's rubber on the bottom. And that's fine. But with the width of this, you see that angle, how it's beveled right here? It's beveled right here. That feels good when it's sitting in your lap, but there's no rubber. And it's pretty smooth. So when you put it on your lap, sometimes it'll just start to slide, so you pull it back. So with this, I would say get something a little rubbery, put it right here, a couple of bucks. It won't look the best, but for the price, this is where you go. Okay? And they have it for Xbox, Switch, and they both work with PC. That's the first thing. Pretty good, pretty solid entry level. And then the next step up would be a higher level one. So this is the Nacon Deja. Okay. Wrist rest on the bottom, substantially bigger. Okay. Higher level buttons, which seem to be more reactive, etc. A little bit deeper. Okay. And then you have your buttons on the side and your mouse pad for PlayStation 5 on the side, and some extra buttons right there so you can see these. Right? The L3, L2, etc. Now, this one, more expensive, but also easier to modify. And I'll explain that right now. So, you see this button right here? There's one on both sides. Right? One on both sides. You press those in, and you'll see it pop up. Hold on. You see that pop up? And that allows you to open it up. Okay. And you see where your buttons are connected right here. It looks very complicated, but they did a cool thing and they color coded it so you know what's what. It also comes with a cable, which is proprietary, not really big on that. A screwdriver that lets you, because this, you can take this out in this white snake background. You can take that out and customize it. And then it has a ball top. And then you see I have old school, kind of like American style lever on there. Now with this is the first thing I've ever done with a modification on it. So it's pretty thick, right? It's pretty big. And we'll give it a comparison to the first one I showed you, which is the 8-bit do. And you see the difference. You see the difference. All right? Also, unlike the 8-bit do on the higher end one, the whole back is rubber. So when you sit it on your lap, it doesn't slide. Okay? The wrist rest feels good. The buttons are good. Now, I did do a modification to this one, which is not noticeable. But if you want to travel, what I did was this stick right here, I made it so you could remove it. So now it'll lay this flat. Okay? I'll give you a look at that. So there's a little bump right here. You pull that up. And that's how you do it. Okay. So this is good. This is a little bit more pricey, but it definitely feels better in the lap, and the buttons feel really good too. All right. Good to the press, spaced really well thought. It is plastic, so there are higher quality casings out there. But as far as it working, it works great. I use it to play Streets of Rage 4 and all my beat 'em up games. The only downside to this one, in my opinion, is the cable, the USB cable that it comes with, seems to be proprietary. I've tried other cables and they haven't worked. I'm sure a company out there makes a cheap cable, but the cable length is good. Everything is pretty sweet. All right, now, those levered ones I pretty much use for for fighting games. Not for fighting games, for beat 'em ups. I use it for like again, Streets of Rage, Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. Double Dragon. It just makes it fun, and if a friend comes over and they see the arcade stick, they're like, oh shit, this is some cool stuff. All right, now once we leave there, we go into the world of leverless controllers. Okay. Now leverless controllers are comparatively new, even though they've been around for years. So we'll give you a quick walkthrough of some of these leverlesses that I have also. This first one, it comes in a nice little bag. I wish it did close a little bit better at the top, but it's more or less to keep the dust off your shit is really what it is. Now this is a super premium one. This is the Victrix fs-12. This is all aluminum, which is really nice. It's a little bit thicker. You see it's angled right here where the wrist is, which is super good for when it's sitting on your lap. The buttons are super nice. Has a little pad here for PlayStation. The button clicks do work in games like Street Fighter, but it doesn't work when you're just going through your PC, which doesn't seem like that big of a deal until you just have it sitting in your lap and you got to reach over, grab your mouse, click on your mouse, and do all that shit. When if it's like a slight movement, it would be nice just to be like, whoop, click, and you're there. This does have lights on it around on the inside here. It does have lights, which is super nice. Maybe I can activate those lights right now. Let me take a gander. Here we go. So, take your USB-C, plug it in right here. Boom, we're in. And then you'll see it's lit up. And you can change the lighting colors right there. It's hard to see here, but all these buttons are lit up too. Your menu button, your headset button, things of this nature. The brightness is lit up. And you can make it so, like you see when I press a button, it lights up, which is a pretty cool, like nifty little feature. So that's pretty cool. And the handles on the back for carrying it are super convenient. All right, now also with this one, the back, there's a little lever. Click that open, pull this down, and you can see where your buttons are. It's super, let me see if I get this closer to the camera. So reasonably easy to work on, super neat if you want to change your buttons to something a little bit newer or just a little bit more your speed, whether it's different colors instead of the stock black ones. I personally prefer something with weight on it. And again, this has rubber all around the back, even going around the handles. Right here, this is all rubberized. So this will not slide either, which is the biggest downfall of the 8-bit do, is that it slides because it's beveled on the sides. But the buttons on this, here, I'll do a little bit closer. The buttons on here I don't know why people do this, but layout's pretty solid. So buttons feel good. Those are smaller buttons, which are a staple button. So that's pretty good. Let me put this back in the sack. It's dust cover or whatever you want to call it. So those handles are super neat. Even in bag, you can just grab it by the handles. The next leverless is one that is super compact. Sits on your lap, easy to travel. Like if you go out and about, you just, I mean, look how thin this is. Look at this. So this is the Razer Kitsune. All right. People say it gets fingerprints on it. Well, you're absolutely right. It does. Who fucking cares? Don't be a wimp. So this layout is pretty good. When it sits in your lap, it's pretty small, convenient, about the size of an iPad, pretty fucking close. But the whole back is rubbered. So even though it's smaller, it does sit on your legs. And to be honest, these buttons are a little bit bigger than the other controllers I showed you. And they also have red opticals. These buttons feel awesome. They're super duper sensitive. The distance they have to travel is, I mean, next to nothing. So I really like this. It's great for travel. The benefit to this is this mouse pad also works on PC and PC mode. Okay? So you can actually use this on your desktop, which is super nice. So I really like this. If you sit with your legs widely spread, this may not be the go-to, but these buttons are just awesome. I do wish I had a couple of extra buttons on it, but it doesn't, but it's good. It's awesome. Yeah, I switched the opticals out and no problem, easy. Actually, they were in there a little bit tight. Oh, last thing about this. Also in the back, there is a little lever right here, which you slide to the side, and then it pops open, and you put your cable right in there, and then you close it up, lock it, and your cable is just in there solid. And it works with a bunch of different USBs. I've tried it. Unlike the Nacon, the Nacon Deja is its proprietary cable, which is not my favorite. I also have a limited edition Razer Kitsune, which is the Akuma one. That was supposedly super limited edition, got that. But the one I just recently got is, oh, let me give you a button check. Yeah, and that's for the Kitsune buttons. All right, so like I was saying, I got the limited edition Akuma one, which the paint job on that shit is sick, sick, sick. I have taken pictures of it, sent it. It does no justice to how beautiful it looks in real life. All right, the last arcade stick that I'm going to go over, and I can go over in these in more detail at some point. It's kind of impromptu. The next one is the Turtle Beach Victrix KO. The buttons are a little bit smaller, a slightly bigger space in the middle right there. If you'll see this little outline right there, and there's one right here, that was also right here and right here. I added these two. I added those two. I just liked that worked for me. I wish it did have one up here. If they just lowered the buttons down and put one right here, just in case I ever wanted to use up there, like that. Because I feel like your middle, index finger, your pointer, is more dexterous than other fingers, right? As opposed to your thumb. Okay. This full rubber on the back. The rubber isn't fully broken in yet, but on your lap, it stays pretty good on denim. I will say it does not stick as good as the rubber. The rubber on the back of the Kitsune really, really tacky on denim, so that's nice. PS variant. This is also aluminum, same as the Kitsune, same as the Victrix fs-12. Pad. This pad only works in game for buttons on PC. That's a PC thing. On PlayStation, I'm sure it works fine. Your home button, if you're gonna open a big version of Steam, you can do it right there. All right. So this, what makes this super dope? First off, this Kitsune, I like the actual switches in here better. The low profile optical reds over these Cherry MX Speed Silvers, just because of the depth of the push of the button, right? Like this one. That's it. That's it. On the Kitsune. On the Victrix one, they're a little bit higher. All right. Now, what I do like about this over this is almost perfect. If there was interchangeable buttons like this one has, I would say this would have one more thing before it became the superior one. You see this little ass difference right here on the top and the side, where you see that difference. That difference is the difference of this sitting better on your lap. That difference right there, for me, right? I'm about 6 feet tall, and this is the ideal size for me. This is the fucking size. If this was the size of this, and if this had these button options to add here, 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 and here, I would say this would be the best thing out, right? But it doesn't. So let's get back onto this. Onto the Victrix KO Pro, Turtle Beach Victrix KO Pro, or whatever it is. The full name is. So the rubber is good. The Kitsune rubber is slightly better. All right, like the Kitsune, right here in the back, where your cable goes, is pretty simple. Click it, pops down, clicks into place. That is an upgrade over the Kitsune. We have to click it, click it, click it, click it, click it, right? Now, one of the biggest benefits to this rock star of a controller, a leverless arcade stick, is on the back right here, you see these four like little tabby wabbies. You click, click, you click, click, and it pulls the buttons in from right here. Right, you'll see, look. That's how you see the purple right there. You see the purple right there? Click that out. You see how it's no longer there? Okay. That's how you take off the frame, the aluminum part, which you just take your thumbs, press right here, and this comes off. Now, the best part about this coming off, how sick is this? So it comes with a switch puller and cap puller. So for this, you would literally just, let me redo it. Okay, I'm gonna do this whole situation better. Okay, let me get this in order. Okay, so there's four little nooks. I don't know if we're gonna see this. So you would take this cap puller, pinch it here, all right, and then pull up, and it comes out, right? And then you literally just grab one of these switches, line up the little tongs coming out, just boop, pop it in there, and then just put a button and a cap over top of it, similar to just covering up the hole. You just take it, you lamp the pieces, you put it in there. I mean, so amazing. And I tried, so quick side note, I went and got some switches, which are these, right? These are Cherry MX silver replacements, and they work just fine. Popped in, popped out. And then you have spares right here, okay? Because if I use these two, then I'm missing two. And I still have two, but I wanted four. So I just bought a box, and there we go. So this is super easily moddable. And then there's these little silver things right here. Those are magnets. Those are magnets. And I'll let you hear. So this is the aluminum. So you'll take this. You take that. There we go. Just sit it on there. The magnets are bring it into place. Pop these back out. Okay. And then you'll open this up. You'll grab your cable and you'll stick your cable in. And then you'll close the thing. And then what you should see is it lighting up. And there's your configuration. It's not really showing up well over. I gotta turn it at an angle, I guess. But you can color code all of your buttons if you want, which is super cool. I have a very interesting setup where typically that's left, down, right, and jump. The extra button I added actually put my jump right here. So I can do all my movements with the one hand. None of this swapping over. And then I can use my right hand for all my action buttons. Light, medium, heavy, grab, 3 kicks for a Akuma, light, medium, fierce kick, parry button right here, and then DI button right there. Okay. And then it has tournament lock mode. All of them have tournament lock mode, except for the 8-bit do. So if I hit the tournament lock mode and hit any of these buttons up here by accident, none of them will go off, so no disqualifications. I'm not that serious about it, but I've definitely hit I was like, who would ever hit a button that high up? And I'll tell you, in the heat of the moment, like you get frustrated, you know, you put your hand down, you move it up, you hit a button. That could be you getting out of the game or losing or whatever. You know, third round, you won one, they won one, you do that by accident, and all of a sudden they won, and there you go. Also, this is angled, and a cool additional feature. This does come with a little bag, same as the Victrix, same as this one. I don't need to show it to you. It's the same thing. It just, same as this. It just fits this. One cool feature about this, if you look right here, you see that right there? On both sides. You see that on both sides? You could get like a little clip, a strap, and just wear this like a satchel when you're walking around. Like you put it over your shoulder and have this just like as a satchel, which I think is a cool way to carry it around. Your hands can still be free. It'll still be like under your arm, so it's like kind of protected because you'll be aware of it. You know what I mean? No one can just like yoke it or anything like that. So I think that's dope. This is the one I played with the most. The only thing I will say about this that I wish was different, button size, you get used to it. I do like the bigger ones, I think, but these are not bad. The Cherry MX Silver, for me, are fucking fantastic switches. I do like the red opticals. They do not work in this because they're low profile, and I would like to have a little bit less button press, to be honest with you. You know, I watch games, tournaments, just finished watching Capcom Cup. I won't tell you which one because that'll date the video. But I was watching a Capcom Cup, and people are playing with controllers, old school arcade sticks, leverless. Listen, it's preference. Nothing is going to make you better than you already are, right? Now, are there shortcuts and things like that as far as button presses go? Absolutely. But none of them are going to inherently make you better. So, and the thing that sucks is all these things are expensive, and it's hard to try them out and hard to figure out which one you'll like because you can't just walk into it. These are almost like a specialized item, right? They're a very niche item. So what I'll tell you is this. I like my levered for a couple of reasons. The ones with the levers on them. The 8-bit do. And the Nacon Deja. I like these for my beat 'em up games. Fucking so much fun. Also, if a friend comes over and you have this one, you're not worried about the 8-bit do getting beat up, right? You're not worried about it. It's not like, oh, I spent $200, $300 on this. I mean, $90 is $90, but still, it's not like, and it's like thicker plastic, so you're not really stressing out about it. I mean, I wouldn't do what I just did all the time, which to give you an idea. That's one of the benefits to the 8-bit do is that now moving and traveling with them is a whole nother thing because the lever gets in the way, etc. Okay. I don't know what's going on over here. And then portability and travel. I think this is, again, overall the reason why I think this is the best is because it fits in your lap perfectly for me, 6 feet tall. Legs spread a little bit, you know what I mean? The Kitsune just is a little bit smaller. We'll do that one last time before I go in here and do some practicing. You see me get my ass whipped. To me, this little difference right here on the side is a big deal. That's the difference between it sitting comfortably on your legs and not, and the more buttons, the option for buttons. All right. So overall, I think this is the one I would use. I wish I had low profile red opticals that has MX cherries, but we're all good. All right, let's go in here and watch me get my motherfucking ass whipped. Thank you for chilling with your boy at
WKYA.
We Are Kicking Your Ass Radio. Hey.